everyone, this is Keith Scott from Melbourne, Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Blue Energy Loose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Yeah, was it a magma eruption or was it more like
Yep.
pyroclastic flow?
It was everything all at once. The only sad thing about it is, unfortunately it did, their current eruptions are near a town called Grindavik,
Yeah.
which when I first went to Iceland, not for a movie, just for like just a trip with my partner. We stayed in Grindavik and it was a beautiful fishing community. It has a bunch of
Hmm.
cool, boat wrecks. It's a beautiful place to see. That entire town is evacuated because they're right on top of the of the volcano. So the volcano is really in there. So that whole town is unfortunately gone now, but it was a beautiful town. But I think when you go to Iceland and you live there and the Icelanders, they know that they have to move around. It's awful, but it's part of being in that kind of, that kind of landscape.
Yep, at least they have plans in place for these eruptions, because
Yeah.
it's one of the most active eruptive areas in the world, like
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah. And they're very strong people, very, people who just know how to go with the flow and do what they need to do.
Yeah, go with the flow. I love the literal aspect of that.
Yeah, you want to stay out of the magma flow, that's for sure.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the Christmas Quest is about a archaeologist lady that is told by her boss, a Scottish businessman, that it's worth going after a treasure that's around in Iceland, and so she has to reconnect with her estranged ex-husband, who is bitter and resentful about their divorce because he felt that she had put her work above their marriage. And at first, they have a little bit of a tenuous kind of partnership, but over the course of the movie, they become lovers again and decide to remarry. Although in the end, the Scottish boss betrays them, trying to go after the treasure himself, and then they end up finding it, only to find out that it's just ordinary memorabilia pertaining to Iceland and then parts of the archaeologist's life, and then they leave that Scottish greedy businessman out to dry with some incorrect location of the treasure, and at the end he freaks out and throws a temper tantrum, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
What was it like working with the cast?
Oh, it was great. Chris Palaha and Lacey Chabert, they're great. I mean, I love Chris and Lacey. I've done multiple movies with. She's just a class act and really a good person to work with. She's executive producer on this movie as well, and most of the movies I work on with her, all of them actually, she's the executive producer. Wonderful person to work with. A lot of input, a lot of inspiration goes into the script from her, and it's great to take these Hallmark stars on these kind of exotic places and experience this with them rather than just like in a normal place. Lacey's been to with us. She's been to Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, and Fiji. So she's done quite the world trip with us. And hopefully there's more in the future. We're working with her on some future projects as well. So I think working with the cast was great. Working with the local cast was great. Iceland. We basically worked with their big actors there because it's a small environment there. So it was great to have some of their great actors in the movies as well.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.